Welcome back everyone, Meanpooh here, and today I want to talk about the game Until You Fall. Developed by Shell Games and released in early access on August 27th, 2019, Until You Fall is a virtual reality game in a fantasy environment. The game takes place in a civilization that was fueled by a magical power called Acer. All of the inhabitants have been destroyed by a cataclysm of unknown origins. Now the deadly creatures and twisted spirits wander the crystallized ruins. The protectors, known as Rune Knights, have all been destroyed and you are the last one. With the help of a mysterious runesmith of whom you can't see but hear, you will acquire the weapons needed to complete the task of ridding Rokar of the dangerous entities. The game is played from a first-person view, which is expected in a VR game. When confronted by an enemy, there will be symbols that will flash on the screen in which you have to mimic the location with your chosen weapon. This will let you block incoming damage. So how do you do damage? Well, when you block, your weapons will slowly deal damage to the enemy's shield and then to their health. When the shield is disabled, you are able to complete combos on the enemy which chip away at their health. When the health is depleted, the enemy is defeated. The gameplay is not one-on-one. I've been attacked by up to 3 enemies because I was too focused on the one in front of me. The enemy will try to flank you and you may get a message on the left or right side when the enemy is getting ready to attack. The game features Locomotion and is used when you run out of dash. The dash lets you move quickly to a target and to get out of danger very quickly. Like I said earlier, when it's depleted, you have to walk. This will then let your dash have a chance to recharge. Besides blocking the enemy attacks with your weapon, you can also use your body. When prompted, you will dodge left, right, or down. When you are fighting the enemy that makes you utilize all of these moves, it's quite exciting and hectic at the same time. Before going into battle, you will start at the forge. This is where you can select your weapon of choice. You can use one weapon or 2, the choice is yours. If you do use one weapon, you can also pick up an auxiliary weapon that doesn't do damage but gives your other weapon more damage or whatever the perk is. If you choose to upgrade your weapon, which I'm sure you will, slots are unlocked which will let you put extra perks in them while you are in the field. Most, if not all weapons have a secondary attack which slowly charges while you're fighting. Some of these will give you a temporary shield, increase damage when you dash into an enemy, or let you shoot projectiles. Also in the forge, you have a practice dummy to try out your weapons. You can't activate the secondary powers in this area. Lastly, you can change the difficulty. I've been playing on the challenging difficulty and this can be changed at any time. When you are ready, you will head through the portal at the end of the area and the fight will begin. Starting out, the game will take you through a tutorial and as far as I know, it's ongoing. Even when I beat this one large enemy that seemed like a boss character, it was still telling me that there is something new to learn, and it was right. Right before I died, it was telling me that the new enemy that I was going to confront can hurl projectiles, and that added more depth to the game. Anyway, while you are fighting, you will do all of this to the tune of music that sounds kind of techno mixed with like cyber. It gets your heart pumping and, believe it or not, fits the game perfectly. The music will start over on each round. It's not bad, but you can tell it's happening. Remember, this is early access and they may fix this before a final release. Visually, the game is beautiful to look at. Colors are very crisp and clear. Enemies move very fluid and have a lot of animation. When fighting, there are lots of flashing on the screen, so just be aware of that. Killing all the enemies in an area will let you pick from 3 gifts. Some will restore health, add extra damage, or any number of things. When I first started out, I was collecting a lot of Aether. This is the material that you can use to upgrade your weapons. When you have your desired gift, just crush it in your hand and move on, and the process repeats till you are defeated. Enemies start out basic but can still damage you if you're not paying attention, and they will gradually start to get harder. The enemies are distinct and each have their own attack style, so you won't fight the same enemies over and over and over, unless you die of course. When you are defeated, you will gain some Aether and you will see the total runtime along with your progress. playing this on the MSI Raider, the i7-9750 had an average temp of 81C. With the RTX 2060, it had an average temp of 67C. FPS was pretty much spot on 90, but at times dropped to a low 70 for a split second. There were no resolutions to set, and the only thing that you can change was the MSAA and shadow quality. These were kept at stock, and one thing to note is that VR will cause your machine to run hot, especially if it's a laptop. A cooling pad is recommended if you can use one. My machine was running with the fan set to auto. Since this game is still in early access, there's really no final scores for the game on the big sites, but the ones that I have read are positive. Over on Steam at the time of making this video, it has 32 negative reviews out of 689, and it has an overwhelmingly positive score. I picked this game up for $13.99 while on sale, and it still is at this moment, and it was worth every penny. This is a fantastic game having elements of roguelike, RPG, and Infinity Blade, if you remember that one. You can also get a good cardio workout in the process. If you're new to VR, don't hesitate to pick this up. You won't be disappointed, especially if you like this type of genre. In closing, if the video helped you, feel free to like and subscribe. There's also a list of all my hardware in the description box, and if you would like to support the channel, buy from the links I have provided. And until next time, Meanpooh out.